The 105-year-old doctor secret. It's not what you think. Have you ever stopped to wonder, what if living to 100 isn't about luck, but about rhythm? Not a strict diet, not fancy supplements, just a few quiet choices, repeated every day. Today, we're stepping into the world of Japan's oldest practicing doctor, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived a full, vibrant life to 105 years old. And he didn't just survive, he thrived. Still walking, still smiling, still seeing patients past age 100. So what was his secret? Turns out it wasn't magic. It was simplicity. In today's episode, I'll walk you through 5 timeless habits he lived by, simple, joyful things you can start doing today to boost your energy, digestion, and clarity. Well into your golden years. Sparkles if that sounds like something you want more of in your life. Go ahead and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode about how to live not just longer, but better. Let's dive in. Part 1. Stop at 80%. The art of eating just enough. Let's begin with something so simple, yet so powerful. How much you eat. In many Western cultures, we're taught to finish everything on our plate. Don't waste food. Clean your plate. Bigger portions mean better value. Sound familiar? But in Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the longest living people on Earth, they do things differently. They follow a practice called hara hachibu. It means eat until you're 80% full. Not full, not stuffed, just enough. Now that might sound small, even trivial, but the impact? It's enormous. Eating just a little bit less helps reduce inflammation. It lowers stress on your organs. It improves digestion. And it can even help you live longer without needing to go on a diet. Even the National Institute on Aging has found that moderate calorie reduction is linked to a longer lifespan and better metabolic health. Dr. Hinohara, the 105-year-old doctor we're learning from today, lived by this principle. He believed in eating slowly with awareness. He left the table feeling a little light, not weighed down. And that, he said, kept his mind sharp and his body energized well into his 90s and beyond. Let me tell you about Helen. She's 68, and for most of her life, she'd eat until she was uncomfortably full, just like she was taught. But over time, she noticed something. Heavy digestion, low energy, poor sleep. Then she heard about hara hachibu and decided to try it. She started small, pausing halfway through her meals, asking, "Am I still hungry? Or just eating because it's there?" And the results? Lighter body, better sleep, more joy at the table. So tonight, maybe try the same. Eat a little slower. Breathe between bites. And when you feel about 70 to 80% full, pause. Check in with your body. You might be surprised by how good it feels to stop before you're stuffed. It's not a diet. It's a shift from fullness to enoughness. And that's a beautiful place to begin. Part 2. Rethinking protein. Why plants do it better. Let's talk about protein. Something we all know is essential, especially as we age. It helps build strength, repair tissues, and keep our bodies resilient. But here's a question for you. What image comes to mind when you think of protein? For most people, it's a steak or chicken breast, maybe eggs or a protein shake. But in Okinawa, where centenarians are gardening into their 90s, meat isn't the main source of protein. It's plants, especially one humble hero, soybeans. Think tofu, miso, natto, edamame. To many of us, they're side dishes or afterthoughts. But in the Japanese longevity diet, they're daily staples, and they pack a powerful punch. Soy foods are rich in complete plant proteins, meaning they contain all the amino acids your body needs. But they also bring something extra. Isoflavones, which reduce inflammation and support heart health. Prebiotic fiber, which feeds your gut bacteria and keeps your digestion humming. One long-term study even found that people who ate soy regularly had lower cholesterol, stronger bones, and slower cognitive decline as they aged. Dr. Hinohara himself ate tofu almost every day. He believed it helped keep his arteries clean and his digestion smooth well into his 90s. Now meet Frank. He's 73, retired, and for years avoided soy. Why? He'd heard myths. something about hormones or estrogen. But after watching a documentary about Japanese centenarians, he gave it a try. He swapped red meat for a tofu stir-fry twice a week. Just tofu, bok choy, garlic, and ginger. 3 weeks in, his blood pressure dropped. His joint pain eased. He stopped needing naps in the afternoon. So no, you don't have to go fully plant-based, but you can start bringing in balance. Try adding lentils, black beans, tofu, or miso just a couple times a week. It's not about restriction. It's about choosing what supports your body best. Because sometimes the gentlest foods are the most powerful. Part 3. The healing power of fermented foods. Let's shift from protein to probiotics, but not the kind you buy in a bottle. In Japan, one of the quietest secrets to longevity isn't a pill or powder or supplement. It's something warm, simple, and alive. Fermented foods. Dr. Hinohara, the doctor who lived to 105, began every single morning with a bowl of miso soup, not because it was trendy, but because it made him feel good. Miso soup, fermented pickles, natto, seaweed. These are staples in the Okinawan way of eating, and they're full of living microbes, the kind that nourish your gut and strengthen your immunity from the inside out. In the West, we often turn to probiotic capsules, but real, fermented foods offer something those pills often don't. Synergy, the combination of whole food, live bacteria, and natural enzymes that your body knows how to use. Let me introduce you to Claire. She's 70, retired librarian, and has spent years dealing with bloating, sluggish digestion, and a heavy, uncomfortable feeling after meals. She tried everything. Fiber powders, digestive enzymes, expensive probiotics. Nothing helped, until a friend handed her a jar of real miso paste. Claire started small, just a spoonful stirred into a cup of warm water each morning. She didn't change the rest of her diet, but within 2 weeks, the difference was noticeable. Her bloating eased. Her energy leveled out. Afternoons didn't feel so heavy anymore. And here's the magic. It wasn't complicated. It was consistent. You can try this too. Add a cup of miso broth in the morning, or toss a few slices of naturally fermented pickles onto your lunch. Even a bit of kimchi, sauerkraut, or fermented vegetables can go a long way, because your gut isn't just about digestion. It's deeply connected to your mood, your brain, your immune system. And as Dr. Hinohara knew, when your gut feels good, you feel good. So maybe tomorrow morning, start your day not with caffeine, but with calm, in the form of something fermented, warm, and alive. Part 4. Carbs and heal, the magic of Japanese sweet potatoes. All right, let's talk about something that gets a lot of bad press these days. Carbs. In the West, carbs have become the enemy. They're blamed for weight gain, blood sugar spikes, and aging. We hear it all the time. Cut carbs to lose weight. Don't eat starch if you're over 50. But here's the twist. In Okinawa, Japan, where people live longer than almost anywhere else in the world, carbs aren't feared. They're celebrated. And one food stands out above all: Japanese purple sweet potatoes. Not just a treat, but a daily staple. In fact, for many Okinawan centenarians, these vibrant purple roots make up over 60% of their daily calories. Now, why would people who live the longest eat so many carbs? Because not all carbs are created equal. These sweet potatoes are rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and help prevent cellular aging. They're also packed with fiber for digestion, potassium for heart health, and vitamin C to support your immune system. Even better, they have a low glycemic index, meaning they give you long-lasting energy without the crash. Dr. Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over rice. He believed they were gentler on the body, easier to digest, and deeply nourishing. Let's meet Paul. He's 69, pre-diabetic, and had been avoiding carbs for years, especially anything sweet or starchy. But instead of feeling better, he felt worse. He was tired, moody, craving sugar constantly. Then his dietitian suggested he try steamed Japanese sweet potatoes. Not fried, not covered in syrup, just clean and simple. Within 2 weeks, Paul noticed a change. His energy was steady. His cravings dropped. His blood sugar, more stable than it had been in months. So if you've been afraid of carbs, here's your permission slip. Don't fear them. Choose them wisely. A little steamed sweet potato with your lunch might be exactly what your body's been missing. Simple, wholesome, and surprisingly powerful. Sometimes longevity doesn't mean eating less. It means eating smarter. Part 5, Rhythm Over Rules, a joyful way to live longer. Let's pause for a moment, because up until now, we've talked a lot about food, what to eat, how much, and when. But this last lesson from Dr. Hinohara, it's not about what's on your plate. It's about how you live around it. You see, Dr. Hinohara didn't follow a strict diet. He didn't count calories or obsess over macros. What he followed was a rhythm. Every morning, he began his day with something simple, a warm bowl of miso soup, a short walk, a quiet moment with a book. He avoided overreading, not out of discipline, but out of respect for his body. Even in his 90s, he took the stairs instead of the elevator. He stayed curious, wrote books, gave lectures, and he smiled. A lot. He once said, "To stay young, you must have fun." And that's the kind of wisdom we often overlook, especially in a world full of rigid rules and wellness checklists. Let me introduce you to Marie. She's 71, and for years, she was stuck in a loop. Low carb, sugar-free, guilt with every bite. She was trying to eat right, but it left her feeling anxious, always chasing the next rule. Then she read about Dr. Hinohara, and something shifted. She started walking every morning, not to burn calories, but to breathe. She lit a candle and brewed tea in the afternoon, just to enjoy the quiet. She planted a few herbs on her windowsill and watched them grow. Little things. But day by day, those little things brought her back to life. So maybe the secret isn't to live harder, but to live lighter, to smile at your food, to move because it feels good, to savor, not just meals, but mornings, music, and the space between to-do lists. Because health isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, rhythmic, and that's what Dr. Hinohara left behind. Not just a diet, but a gentle way of being in the world, a way that says, you don't have to chase youth. You just have to stop, breathe, and enjoy the moment you're in. So, what have we learned from the doctor who lived to 105 and smiled all the way there? Not complicated rules, not cutting out entire food groups, not chasing youth, but embracing simplicity, joy, and rhythm. Let's take a moment to bring it all together. Here are the 5 gentle habits you can start one small step at a time. Eat until you're 80% full. Let your body feel light, not heavy. Pause before you're stuffed. Add plant proteins like tofu, lentils, or miso. They're gentle, powerful, and nourishing. Include fermented foods each day. Just a spoonful of miso or a few pickled veggies can transform your gut and your mood. Choose smart carbs like Japanese sweet potatoes. They fuel your body, support your heart, and keep energy steady. Live with rhythm. Start your mornings with stillness. Move with joy. Smile often, and find fun in the little things. You don't have to do all of these at once. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a place to start. So, maybe it's miso in the morning. Maybe it's a short walk before breakfast. Maybe it's slowing down just enough to taste your food and your life. Because this isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Sparkles, if today's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a quick review, or share it with someone who could use a little peace and inspiration right now. Which habit will you try first? Let me know. Your story might just inspire someone else. Until next time, live light, eat light, and smile often.